record?
That's a yeah. Yeah. That's exactly.
Hit record.
That's exactly. Now I know where you got it from. Literally hit record. I need these. You know where these are from? I don't think they're the exact same ones, but the style. It's an anime.
Bash?
Yeah. Bash the Stampede. Try good.
I want the Bret the Hitman Hart sunglasses.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I really need
that's a topic.
I really need these.
Bret the Hitman Hart?
He to this day hates on Goldberg every chance he gets, because Goldberg has been in a lot of history been a reckless wrestler and has injured many people or been nearly injured many people, and one of the people whose careers he ended was Bret Hart's. And they play back that whole encounter and all this stuff. But on the flip side, Goldberg's like, I've apologized. I continue to apologize. I'm done apologizing. Like, get over it. Like, this has been like 40 years later, and people are like, yeah, you're hung. Like some people were like siding with Goldberg, saying like he's hung up on things, he needs to let go. Other people are like, he ended his career, so that's not necessarily.
I mean, my take is if he has a habitual problem with doing it, he's a problem.
So him and Undertaker, when Undertaker was like he should retire, they had a match, and he nearly Goldberg got concussed at the beginning of the match, and they kept going, and Goldberg was going to do the thing where he lifts you up, and he nearly hit Undertaker on his neck on the mat, and he's like, he was one bit closer to like just being incapacitated. I mean, both of them shouldn't have done it by then.
Reminds me of a UFC fighter where he would do chokes, but a little too long. And he eventually got like banned for, I don't know if he got banned for life, but they're like, let go. And he just still squeeze for like a second later, and then he'll let go. Like just habitually bad, dude.
Yeah.
So if it's like multiple times, you're in the wrong, dude.
It's funny though when you see wrestlers like check people in the ring. Like there was one guy who was wrestling Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. He's like a super tall giant guy, and he accidentally really hit Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar, rather than like taking it out on him later, like hit him back 3 times, and he's like just fucked up. He's like, yeah, get your shit together. I was like, okay,
UFC bitch.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Cool. Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-host, Danny Vargas.
Meow.
Danny Jang.
Good googly moogly.
And if you're not familiar with us, we come to you each and every week to podcasting services of your choice, from tables and cats and streams of our choice.
Full bellies.
Full bellies. So much sushi. So much sushi.
It's dangerous to do a recording of that. So no, some listeners might like. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, 5 stars. Please review us. But yeah, we talk about nerdy stuff, comics, games, movies, pop culture, recent just changes, technology, everything in between. We try to have fun. We hope you have fun with us. We've been trying to have fun and hoping you have fun with us for the past 284 episodes. This is our episode 285. Thank you for joining us. 15 away.
3 months and a week.
Yeah, that's true. Huh?
2 weeks.
Big milestone.
3 months. It's like December.
That's crazy.
2022. We're going to end it.
We're already done with. Got 4 months left.
Damn.
In 2020.
Fuck, where did this year go? Jesus. It went into this wonderful 5-star podcast that you are listening to, viewing, or streaming alongside with us. Samus is moderating the chat right now, checking each device. And when I mention our stream or moderating, we stream. We stream on Twitch. We stream on twitch.tv/theweeklydlc. I always have to think after, I'm like, did I say it right? Twitch.tv/theweeklydlc. Check us out there. Hit follow. You'll know when we're streaming. Usually it's Thursdays. Sometimes it changes. Like this past episode, 284. Please go check it out. I'm going to put it up on our YouTube. It should be on there after this streams, but before this airs on podcast. sometime in between the two periods of time. But it was it was our first Dungeons and Dragons session as a trio. It was both your guys' first Dungeons and Dragons
Yep.
endeavor. How was it? You want to give them a little?
It was good. I have really bad, shitty rolls.
Yeah.
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 It's fucking bad.
2d20s 4 to 5.
Damn. Not even double digits, dude.
You know who doesn't have shitty rolls?
I know.
The thief, the Pink Panther over here.
Shit.
What'd you
I
think?
haven't seen. How high are you on your other role-playing tabletop games?
I've been playing that
Like, what level are you?
for probably 6 years now, and we are at the level we all started at.
6 years. 6 years.
I want to see what high-level Dungeons and Dragons is, because the thing that I was thinking about it more, and I was just like, the thing I don't like about it is I was trying to go for things, but things seem forced. Like, we had to fight the ogre, and like I'm thinking, like, I was trying to like blind him and disable him, but like I would have to roll a perfect 20, I guess, for it to happen. And I feel like is it always that hard as you progress? Let's say you're a level 100 character, and
No, it's not always that hard.
it should be easy.
It depends.
It's a give and take on what is easy and what is hard. Like, you will be more capable. You might have a larger slew of options of things you can do, but the things you're facing, like as the DM will curate, will be more challenging. It's like, okay, now you're fighting a thug and you wanted to blind him. Maybe you level up, you can now do stuff like that to grunts. But when you're now fighting more bosses, and these bosses are like dragons. Like, well, blinding them won't really work. So I have to. They want to constantly create like a challenge for you, but the new skills you get should hopefully be like going with you. In my other game, the reason it's taken so long is the way he does it is very. Some people like to do milestone based, like I think Jay described. He's like, after 4 or 5 milestones of big things, then you level up and that's it, and you go forward, and you're more capable in some ways. Whereas in Pathfinders, it's little by little by little. But now we're at level 5. Our barbarian before, we're like, her rolls sucked before, but when she hit, it was big. It was an insta kill. Now she hits like all the time, and the hits are always big. But it's like we have to protect her because when she comes into a fight, everything wants to kill her. So like the challenges kind of change a bit on that front. Now I'm at a point where like one of my guys used to kind of help in combat. He wasn't really combat focused. He was always like buffing everyone else. I did a little bit of combat. Now I'm like, what's the point of me doing combat? I'll do 1 damage maybe. I should rather just focus on healing you up and causing a distraction. So, but yeah, I think that's a good observation because that can.
I feel like that campaign specifically, there was no way for us to steal it and just run away. We would have to fight. That was forced.
That's exactly what we did, though.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like that about that. Like, it should be like, man, if you roll perfect 20s, you got away with it with everything clean.
I mean, that is the case, but like, it's not. A 20's never like gonna like just end the game for you. Essentially,
I feel like no matter what we would have done, we were gonna fight them. No matter what.
Part of it is they're trying to create a story.
Yeah.
So that 20 could mean the way you get into the fight is cooler than what he was gonna have you guys be maybe victims. So it also ebbs with who's the DM. How do they want to play to cater to you guys, or how does from my other one? It's like survive. Like we've been traumatized. Now we're at the point where we have. When you accrue so much damage to your sanity, you start having minor madnesses, and half of our team has like at least 3 different minor madnesses.
So Goblin Slayer's your other one.
And so we need therapy. Like various forms of therapy.
So it's like, what is that game called? The one that's like a dungeon crawler, and it's just always against you, no matter
Darkest
what.
Dungeon?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck that game.
And if you get a major madness, that stays with you forever. You can't fix it. And it's random shit. And so, like, yeah, it depends on who your DM is. And granted, we asked him if he wanted to do, or he asked us if we wanted to do hard or kind of okay. So maybe next time we'll do hard.
Yeah, I think if we did hard, we wouldn't have. Like, we would have gotten murked. Because I'm pretty sure those monkeys could have reached us.
Gordy.
Not me.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller.
No, not you. But he could have had like, what he did was he ended like the monkey chase when we moved maps, but he could have had the monkeys continue with the boss and everything, and we would have gotten wrecked. But I had a good time. I need to be more imaginative though. I'm not imaginative enough.
It's you get a feel for it. Like,
Yeah.
you're at first you're like, what am I supposed to do? Of course I open the door. Well, because sometimes people will be like, I try to push the door open. And it's like, that won't work. The door doesn't budge. Push the door open. Try to break the door down. And what the DMs sometimes will be like, you didn't try to pull the door open. And you're like, motherfucker. Yeah. So it's like, what do you do? It's like those old text, MDOS-based text stuff. So anyway, that was our last episode. Episode 284. Please check it out. Let us know. We're interested in doing more. Jay, one of our friends, a friend of the show, and also his own stream, Towel Cape Brigade. Check him out. He's a D&D artist, streamer and other games of sorts. I think he's doing Cult of Lambs. But yeah, that's what our podcast and everything. I kind of went long-winded, and we got a little derailed, but it's all good. That's the name of the game with this podcast. We have 3 topics for today. We usually do. We each pick a topic. We bring it to the table. We're going to be talking about AI art. We're going to be talking about the recent Embracer acquisitions, and we're going to talk a little bit about the concept of Severance. But before we get into those topics, we're going to just go around the table. We haven't talked about what we've been up to in a minute.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to, Fergus?
So I played more Monster Hunter. I think I might stop because it's not random weapons. I played Tower Fantasy, which is a new game, very, very, very similar to Genshin Impact. Very dangerous game for me, but I have not purchased anything
yet.
Because I have I do that the Google rewards, like the surveys.
Oh,
I've got like $5 in that.
Damn.
A little some. And then I was thinking about using that pretty much, which is why I mentioned it. I went to a Twitch LA event. I won a G604 mouse, I think, or 60. Yeah, I think it was 604. Wireless gaming mouse.
You can stream with that.
Tried playing Smash, and I haven't played that in so long. I got wrecked. I got annihilated.
What character were you?
Fox.
What are you thinking? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. There's like 60 characters in that game.
Yeah. And then I watched Bullet Train. Didn't mention that.
True.
Fan-fucking-tastic movie. Highly recommend if you like. I think if you like pretty much Kill Bill, you'll like this one. I would say it's got a little bit more comedy, but it's still just as good. It's got like good action. Those twins, A+ acting, fantastic characters. And then,
did you know, this might add some context, there was a movie called The Lost City earlier this year, starring Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock.
Oh yeah,
and they had made some deal, I guess, behind the scenes that if you join our movie, we'll help you with your movie.
Where was the help in that movie?
Brad Pitt was like the...
Oh, is that who the help was?
Well, like, they're like, we have an expert.
Yeah.
And it was him. It was like... Because she wrote this fantasy novel, romance novel, and they have like this all-you-can-do outdoor, like, whatever. And Channing Tatum portrays that on the book covers, but in reality, that Brad Pitt guy shows up and he's like, you're that guy.
No, well, I was just asking because I know that he shows up in Bullet Train, Channing Tatum.
They both do.
But I didn't know that Brad Pitt was the reason, like, they flipped the characters to show he's...
Well, they don't flip the characters, but...
Well, I meant, like, he cameos in that, and then this guy cameos in this.
Well, Sandra Bullock, too.
Oh, that's right at the very end.
Well, no, the whole thing.
Voice-wise.
Still acting.
It's not.
Damn,
it's two different things, bro. Two different things, bro. Fucking good movie, though. Okay. And then, what else? I guess that's it. And then PAX soon.
Yeah.
Did we do convention? No. 2 weeks is a long time.
2 weeks is a long time.
2 weeks is a long time. That's it.
Cool.
Went to LA to see Severance
Dang.
for free. But it's sold out. You had to RSVP. And what's cool about the American Cinematheque, I always thought it was Cinematheque. They also did a Stranger Things thing with the Duffer Brothers. But you had to be a member. If I lived in LA, I would be a member. But wasn't a member.
And this is only the first episode?
First 2 episodes of Severance. So it's 2 hours long.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
It's a movie.
They also had someone. They always have like celebrities. This week is George Miller, but he's not in the audience. He pre-recorded his message, but they're showing Mad Max.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
In black and white.
Oh, shit.
I've never seen that film.
The new one? I think you like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I would like
Wait, the
Fury Road?
Furiosa? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bait.
Furiosa.
That's bait. But I watched Severance and I was like, it's good, but I was like, man, it's not good for me to pick up Apple TV. And then I found out Apple TV is only $5 a month, and so yeah, I picked it up. But I only watched 1 episode, made 1 reaction video, and I was surprised that it got views, which is fucking crazy. Like usually, if I veer off of the Korean and what else do I watch?
Anime?
No, not really.
Oh, just
The
Attack.
Korean.
That was the
The
one.
Attack on Titan, no views, man. But then Severance was getting views. I was like, holy
You
shit.
know what started it all? Do you remember the show that started it all?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Years
Cheesy ass
ago.
Oh, okay.
Breaking Bad, dude.
The one
Holy
that restarted it all?
those Breaking Bad videos, 8,000 views, and I don't know why. Like, it's just, you just see you don't even see me. It's dark.
Because of the light.
It's dark and you just...
People like bad quality.
Holy
keep
shit.
the audio good, but make the all the settings of
The audio's
unlearn
bad. Everything is bad. I don't understand, but yeah. So I picked up. I still need to make more reaction videos, but I'm almost done with my Mister, and I'm gonna do Severance. I was gonna do Sandman, but man, the reviews are just mediocre for me.
Really? I kept seeing. Well, for a minute, I kept seeing people reacting to like this was the best scene and stuff. I didn't know. I haven't seen this.
I might do it, but like I really like it.
Are you gonna watch that one episode? I remember the one you kept talking about.
I don't know. The reason why I was disappointed that one episode, they showed a clip on Twitter. I was like, the comic book did it way. Kevin Smith explaining that scene did it way better than the guy. You know, death comes to visit him, and the way the show did it was just like, oh, okay, I guess you're death, so I'll go with you. But the way Kevin Smith explained it, and the way when I read the comic book, the guy comes in and says, wait, no, he's upset. He's like, I need more time. I can't die. What is this? I was supposed to get more time. And then that's like, you got what everyone gets, a lifetime. I mean, the way Kevin Smith explained it is so much better and played out way better in my head reading the comic book. The way the fucking Netflix show played is like, oh, you're death? Oh, I guess I gotta go. So, what the fuck?
It's not always gonna hit though, but there's scenes that are better gonna be in the show than they are in the comic. Same thing with The Boys. There's scenes just like they just hit better in the show than they do in the comic.
I feel like your Homelander. There's that TikTok of when right now when you're talking about Kevin, it's like it was perfect. It was perfect.
Oh, the TikTok video of Homelander?
Homelander.
Yeah.
That's him right now talking about the Kevin. He's like, it was perfect.
Oh,
It was perfect.
speaking of The Boys, so I was gonna watch The Boys, but I did not.
Why?
Cause it's not done with. I just don't want to wait for something and watch it, and then I have to wait. But I might have to do a Better Call Saul, except HD TV. So yeah, it ended, and I saw spoilers for Better Call Saul, and I wish I was caught up and was watching it because it ends well. I was like, I don't know the content. I only saw a picture. And I'm like, that's a good ending, dude.
I mean, just to give you a heads up of like where I'm at with like different TV shows, animes and stuff, I don't watch anything anymore because nothing's fucking finished. I'm always like, I'll watch it when it's done.
Why?
And it's because like it's that same thing. Like I don't want to get caught up and then be like, fuck it, now I gotta wait like a year.
But you guys don't binge
like-
either, so it's like I feel like if you go at a slow rate,
I don't-
anyway,
I don't binge, but when I was making the reaction videos for Breaking Bad, I binged, and then I caught up. And to wait.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Oh, that shit. Well, wait a week was agonizing.
Yeah.
You know the scene,
I remember.
the shootout scene with the white Nazis? I had to wait a week.
I remember.
Fade to black, and I had to wait a week. I was like,
No.
and other people, they could just hit next. And
Well, let me ask this, because right now with the shows you're doing reactions for, like my Mister, how long have you been watching that?
once a week, probably. If that. Sometimes it's longer.
Yeah.
What if you mix this in with all of them? It's like you always got something to watch.
I mean, yeah.
It's
I
true,
guess.
but I want to watch that one specifically till the end.
I know how you are. I'm trying to. I know I've lost that. I'm like,
But I
feel
like
to some degree. I feel
when
like
it's-
if you have seasons worth, you could maybe. I mean, you're
For
right.
me,
You
like
know,
when I
you guys know
watch
yourself
things,
better.
I binge them. Like when I'm
I know
actually
you
like
do.
watching.
I do too.
Yeah.
But
So-
like I know you don't. You don't binge as often. Like it's rare, right? You were saying.
I'm watching one episode a day. Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay.
Only work days. Like on my lunch.
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Just
you know
as
how it
Christopher Nolan wanted.
Exactly.
On your Switch.
On Fortnite.
But
Shit.
It's very well written.
There's some good shows out right now.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Succession. I know you don't like, but Succession, Severance, Ted Lasso. I might watch.
I heard of, yeah. You should watch Mythic Quest.
that. Yeah, I think
That's the one I was
to
referring.
watch.
Because he was like, "There's only 2 on." I'm like, "Isn't there that one where they make a video game?" And he's like, "Oh."
I thought that was good. It's good humor, I think, at least in terms of like it's not slapstick funny at game industry. It's like, oh yeah, huh? This is the stuff we always read about in like Polygon or Kotaku or wherever else.
But I'm noticing a lot of like small details in Better Call Saul. I'm like, damn, I did not notice that. Like little new like music, for example. Like they'll play a song and it fits with the theme. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice this.
Yeah.
Or he's watching TV. It's the very very first episode, and it changes to a nature channel. It's like the flat pancake tortoise knows how to hide. I'm like, this is him, dude. This is him right now. This is like just little details of writing. There's a scene in first season where it shows wanted posters and it's zooming, it's going down slowly and it shows his face.
Staying in front of it.
Well, it's still above. It's above him, but all the pictures are above him, and then it zooms in and zooms into like wanted, and
Yeah.
it zooms into his face. I was like, I didn't notice this in the fucking beginning when I first watched this. It's just little details, man. Very good show. But yeah, Severance. Try to finish my Mister. I don't know if I'm gonna watch Indian movies. It's just I don't. Not that they're bad. It's just I don't feel like watching them, and there's other shit to watch. But Slay the Spire, Fortnite, played
Silent Hill.
2. I just pray I didn't fuck up the ending that I'm trying to get. So,
Okay.
I think I might have fucked it up, but I don't know until I actually.
If you fucked it up, you're not gonna continue.
I'm gonna continue.
You
I
have to-
almost quit.
You have to redo the
I
whole.
almost quit getting the platinum trophy because
That's
so
so
there are problems with the game, and so I'm playing and there's a part where nothing loaded. It's just my character. It's just dark. I'm like, pretty sure you should be able to see shit. And I was like, dude, if this shit does this shit one more time, I might not do the run.
It hasn't done it
This
since.
could right now you could have just made a super clickbaity YouTube video just about this. I almost quit Silent Hill.
Dang.
Montage of all you like I've been playing, guys. Let me tell you, I've been playing Silent Hill, and I've been doing. And so, like 5 minutes into the video, now let me tell you why I almost quit. And then you just spend like 30 seconds
Yeah,
talking about
exactly. At the end.
it. All right, I didn't quit though, so we'll see you guys next week.
This guy's a real YouTuber, man. He's never YouTubed, but he knows how to YouTube.
But the thumbnail has to show a girl like I can't believe she did.
No,
what?
no, that play to your audience. I almost quit Silent Hill.
The cry?
Dude, they haven't.
Views.
This guy knows what's up.
They haven't even hit the main characters. These are like side character storylines in My Mister making me sad, dude. The main character, I think someone dies, man, and it's like fuck. People are waiting for that moment. They're like, get to it.
I want to see the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I want to see that thumbnail.
Clickbait. Every single thumbnail.
Do that and then blur out the image in Silent Hill. Like, what is he crying about? What happened in Silent Hill? I gotta watch this YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't been streaming as much. It's like weekends only. I want to make dude. I come home, sleep. I wake up at 3 a.m, go back to sleep. It's so bad. Like I'll take a nap, dude.
I think the issue is you're waking up at 3 a.m. You should stop doing that.
I should not take a nap. I should just sleep early. Fuck. Sleep's very important. Drink water and sleep. Yeah, Silent Hill, Slay the Spire still, which is yeah, it is what it is.
You should try that, like where you like nap for 20 minutes, but throughout the day, and then you don't even need sleep. You're
That's
just good.
risky. You take one nap that doesn't
That's
wake
like
up.
me at PAX.
Yeah.
Fucking
like guys.
third fucking day in the past. Where am I?
Dude, the best were like, this is what I was like. You're like a degenerate loser. Is when you take a nap, you wake up, you don't know if it's 6 a.m, 6 at night. Like,
Only 10 minutes have passed. You're like, oh, thank God.
wait, is this the morning or night? Oh shit, yeah. No, work's been killing me. Yeah. Boss. Boss. Yeah, work's been crazy, but yeah, it's cool. And we'll talk about work and Severance in the future. Oh.
Nice. Crush.
I've been celebrating birthdays over here.
Dang, left and right.
I'm old, dude.
I completely forgot.
My hip,
Oh shit.
my hip hurts. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. I bought something really expensive for myself.
Yeah?
Electric scooter.
Dang, you did get it?
$900.
I gotta return the one I got you. I got you the same one.
You can go for
All right, happy
the
birthday.
freaking
thank
cat over here throwing my mic out. What the hell? Move, bro.
Brixton. What is Brixton?
Spike Spiegel.
Eins ketchup.
The hat. I have so many hats. And
Dang. The game that lost you points, bro?
I know. Revenge.
Well, if you didn't like it, I didn't know if you had
That's the live
live
live.
Thank you.
My cheaply bagged.
It's all good.
Now you know what the occasion is. It's not cheap.
I'm worried it's gonna fall apart on you.
Ooh. Oh.
So I bought the things individually and then put them together.
Oh, damn.
Ninja Gaiden.
Nice.
That shit is
One
a
of the
fucking.
easiest games of
That
all
shit's a
time.
good clean ass copy, by the way.
Nice.
It's held. So the pamphlet is held by only the needles or the pins. The game is double sided tape, but it's firmly on there. But I feel like someday that's just gonna fall down on you.
Just break it and play.
You can
case
take
it
out the
burns.
back. But yeah, you can remove
No,
it if
break
you want
it.
to. You can move. I put the double sided tape only on the plastic part, not on the thing. So that game is like 10 out of 10 if you get it graded. By the way,
Vargas saw me play it. Twitch.
I had that shit. I had that shit way back when.
Thank you. I'm old, but I got a scooter now.
Yeah.
Coming tomorrow.
Soon, we're gonna be like, guys, I got something expensive.
How fast does your bike go?
With my fat ass on it, like 26, 27.
That's
good.
fast. That's fucking fast.
If it's like my sister, it goes like over 30.
Your little sister?
Yeah.
That's just a bike at that point.
That scooter goes 18 miles per hour, but that's still fast.
Yeah, it
that's
feels.
too much
Yeah,
for
it
me.
feels fast. Yeah.
That's way too much.
I feel like flash forward like I don't know 20 years. Like guys, I got something expensive. I got like a scooter, and it's gonna be like the old people like
Fucking Segway.
fucking get 15 miles on this bad boy.
Dang.
He's like falling. Oh shit.
The plan is to like go to the beach with that thing.
Okay.
Let me know. I'll go with my
It's
bike.
40 mile per hour. 40 miles
Whoa.
distance.
Fuck it, 40 miles. per hour.
They sell scooters that do
Yeah.
go that fast.
What?
But they're meant to be commuter ones where you don't have to charge them every day.
They're
and
fucking
shit.
fat. I saw a TikTok a dude on a freeway with a scooter and it's like 60.
Oh, but that's like a gas one, probably.
Freeway? Carpooling? What the hell?
It's I want to make my quality of life, because I have to park far if I don't find parking. So the quality of
Oh, you mean you'll park and then you'll take this?
Take the scooter to Civ LA
you can't.
or Cicla V.
I mean, people take electric bikes and they're not supposed to.
It's fine. Take the scooter.
I don't want to risk.
It's fine. Make it Cicla scooter, dude.
Content. Why I didn't enjoy
Why they didn't let me go into Cicla V? Because I had a scooter.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, for me, what did I do?
Make this thumbnail. All of us do.
What did I do? I gotta check real quick because I've lost track.
I know. I was gonna write
Memories
it down
and
on the
time.
first week, so I remembered for this week, and I was just like, whatever. If
Do
I
we-
remember, I
yeah, I
remember.
watched Bullet Train as well.
Nice.
It was fun. I like the cast a lot.
Those twins, man.
I like some of the roles. Were, like there were these two twins that they definitely had a more like it had the same feel. You mentioned Kill Bill. I think they reminded me of Pulp Fiction because they reminded me of Samuel Jackson and John Travolta's characters.
Yeah.
Like just
The twins.
they're kind of prominent in the thing, but they're not like the 100% the main focus,
Right.
and they just threw out the whole, and they have such good chemistry between the two. And we just like I could listen to the two of them banter,
Yeah.
and these two had that. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, they were both the Thomases.
Yeah. No. But it reminded me of like the way Brad Pitt's character was kind of reminded me of Spike Spiegel. Because he kind of had like this like chillness to him, but he was still like he could get shit done kind of thing.
He was a better Spike Spiegel
Than the yeah.
than the Netflix one.
Yeah, sore spot. Outside of that, I watched Severance, all of it, binged it. I think something in you, like I was like, I gotta watch it. Like I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, I gotta finish it.
And
I was
you
like,
assumed he had finished
Yeah.
it.
Stranger Things.
yeah, this is. I was like, I don't want this spoiled.
And now you're spoiling it for him.
Better Call Saul. I'll finish it tomorrow.
Shit.
No, but it was good, and it got me also in that thing because I was like, man, work's been on my mind a lot because it's just been a lot, and then that show is about like
It's a very interesting concept. Like, I don't get impressed by like concepts of shows, but when I heard the premise, I was like, that's very smart. Like,
it's like this weirdness that balances between like absurd but also poignant. Like it kind of reminds me of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where they're like, this is something that would seem very practical, but also seems very far-fetched.
mm-hmm.
Like, of course people would want this service, or if they're in a certain mode, whatever. So watch that. And then what else did I do? Gonna watch, when this airs, the new Dragon Ball movie. So I'm excited about that.
It's already released. in
The
Fortnite.
guy from Fortnite.
Yeah, it's the guy from
Gritty.
Fortnite.
Right foot, left foot.
I played a couple of demos. I played Cult of Lambs demo. It was pretty fun.
Doesn't look like my game.
No?
I'm glad he gave me
You
good
got
points,
points.
but it's not a game I would play.
Wow. Okay. I thought it would be.
I don't like the village building. I mean, I do in a sense, but like not the way this one provides it.
Okay. But yeah, I played the demo. It was fun. I might get to it eventually. And then played a little bit of there was a demo of Dowfield Chronicles.
I heard it.
That's one of the games I think on your thing.
RPG.
I don't even know.
I still got to fill my 2 spots, man. I forgot.
I know.
I gotta remove them because games just getting pushed back left and right, bro. Holy crap.
Last year.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dowfield Chronicle is... Oh, that's one of Vargas's. You have the other one. You have the... You have Valkyrie Elysium.
So tell me, how many points am I getting for Dowfield?
It's not out yet.
I know, but like from the demo.
I think it'll do well. I think it'll be 85. I hope. It felt good. Like it felt like it was isometric. It was tactics, but also real time. It felt like the way it was like they were leaning into tactics, but they're leaning into like you can pause at any moment, give everyone a bunch of preset commands, kind of like the latest Final Fantasy remake had that system, but for this slower. And then you could set up, once meters fill up, you can do ults, you can heal, you can do support, and it cut in between the gameplay and the combat really pretty smoothly. I was playing on my Steam Deck, so I'm playing handheld, and it felt pretty easy to manage. And then the story bits seemed interesting. I was trying not to pay too much attention because I wanted to save it for when I want to actually play it. And then when you get to your home base is, there's like kind of like Fire Emblem Valkyrie Chronicles, where you're building relationships with different members of the group so that certain people will have buffs on with each other, kind of thing. So I'm like, this is cool. I think it'll be solid. I'm looking forward to it.
Wow.
I played that demo, and then I took my I'm still like, I won't even say like 1%. I'll say like a fraction of a fraction of. I'm trying my first Xenoblade.
I want to pick up Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I had two friends that have played the series, or one friend that has played the series, enjoys Xenoblade Chronicles. He said this is probably the best one to start with and to jump into this third one.
The reason why I want to pick up 3 is I saw a tweet saying this is what Xenogears was supposed to be. Like, this is the finished version of what Xenogears should have been. And I was like, damn it, I'm in.
So I don't have to play 1 or 2.
No, and that's the other thing I asked. I'm like, is this like a series, or is it like Final Fantasy where kind of like each is a... He's like, it's like Final Fantasy. It's like, you can just play this one.
Because I bought like the definitive number 1.
You can still play them.
Or I could just, well, I can't do 3 first because then I'm not going to want to play 1.
Why?
Because it's going to feel shittier than 3.
Okay. Wow. But I literally just did like, the intro took a minute because it's like all this stuff it's trying to set up, and I got to the first point where you can save. And it's okay. Like, the gameplay, I have another friend who's been wanting to try it, and he's kind of been like me. He's like, oh, I heard it was a good entry point, so I started. And he's like, I'm 15 hours in. I'm still kind of curious. The one that likes it, he's like, I'm 40 hours in, and I just got a new mechanic.
Damn.
I'm like, okay, this is meaty. And then the thing I watched gameplay. People said it's kind of MMO-like in when you're fighting boss battles, because you'll have a party and you'll want... Well, I think you'd like it because it's like you have your... It's like how you would do a raid, but it's you managing everyone in the team.
Shit.
So like you're setting one guy up to set up a combo, you're setting another guy to buff people, so at a certain time everyone casts some... And you can change classes and stuff. I was like...
Xenogears references I noticed in Xenoblade. That's why I want to pick it up.
One guy that I thought this is more of a personal take, so I didn't take it like, I don't think this is a mass thinking, but it was interesting. He's one of those like friends of like Nibel and those other tweets.
That
Nibelian.
damn Nibelian.
There's another guy, I forget his name, but he was like, he's been playing Xenoblade. He's like, man, this game, I know this might seem blasphemous, but he's like, it's hitting me harder than Elden Ring did for him, because he was like, this feels like what Breath of the Wild wanted to realize, and like, this large scale stuff. I don't know.
Selling me,
like,
dude.
And I was like, you've piqued my interest. I'm curious what your perspective is. Granted, I don't align. I followed this Twitter guy for a while, and I know that I don't agree with everything he feels in terms of game taste. But I was like, that's cool. Like, to hear someone have like, I don't know, the way he spoke about it made me interested even more. So I'm hoping to find some more time to play that, and then. Watched Severance, caught up with One Piece, played Magic. I found a deck. This is the funniest thing. I found this deck that I was reading the mechanics of one of these commanders. And at this point, it's like there's so many different types of commanders, but they kind of funnel into certain play styles. It's like not even color. It's not even based on color. It's like, do you want to just have your deck generate tokens of creatures, like just keep spamming a bunch of tokens, or do you want your deck to make your opponents draw their whole deck out till they lose, or do you want your deck to, I don't know, do some, like, there's like a theme usually, or like, do you just want to be a certain creature type? And this one, the thing is, there's a mechanic apparently called morphing, where you play these cards face down at a cheap cost, and then later at any point you can choose to pay another cost to suddenly make them morph into their true form. And usually what's paired with that is when this thing morphs do X. When this thing morphs, do Y, which is like counter something, create something, kill something on it. And I'm like, you just incorporated Yu-Gi-Oh into Magic. And I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. So I want to try it out. But what was funny was
But you got to do the like the guy. Lay 3 cards face sat down. End turn.
You activated my trap card.
That's gonna be me at PAX. I'm gonna be a menace
To society.
And then I've been playing with my brother and cousin. It was funny because it's hard because you want to, when you're with a regular play group, you want to make sure everyone's in the same mindset. And I think we've all we ebb and flow. Some days I'm more carefree, but they're more competitive.
Yeah.
And I don't come out of it having a good time because, like, I'll have nothing on the board. My brother will have a bunch of threats, and my cousin will be like, I'm going to go for Kurosh because
He's got nothing.
I should keep him at nothing.
Yeah.
Because that helps me more than I get. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why are you targeting me? Like, we should be having fun, balance.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating when you're like that because if you're at a different mindset than he is, that it's like you're not in it for the same reason. I'm there that day because I was like, I'm trying a new deck out, and he's like, fuck you can't play your deck for shit. You're not allowed to play.
It's like that dude where you're like, I'm playing a new deck. Just go easy on me, and just fucking went hard on your ass, dude.
So then I was like a little bothered. I was like, you know what? Okay, I just got. I was like, I gotta just change my frame of thinking. So I have my other decks that are more painful for others, or that are a little bit more competitive. They're not newer. I know how to play them, and I've refined them, and I played with them, and I feel like that was a day. I don't know, but I was like, well, this is. I felt even more aware of that feeling of differences.
Yeah.
Because we would play, and like one of the decks is I have nothing but shitty, like monsters that hurt the owner of the monster. It's like, why would you have this in your deck? Whenever this thing attacks, destroy something you own. Whenever this thing attacks, all the other monsters in your control die. Whenever this thing attacks, you lose life. I was like, the commander gives them to the enemy, and it makes it so they can't get rid of them. So I give them to you. You have to, and I make you use it against him. There's a thing called goading. So I put him on the board. I give him to you. And I make you hit him, and I just kind of sit back. So it works when it's multiplayer, but as soon as it's just me and him, I'm like, I don't have anything to hit you with. But I pretty much made it so one of them couldn't play anything they had because it was like, when this is on the board, at the end of your turn, kill every other creature you have. And he's like, well, I'm not going to play any creatures. So he just sat there with the only monster I gave him.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, that was fun. I didn't play my deck at all.
Yeah.
Then my cousin was just like fending things off. And then finally it was me and him, and I lost. But it was a match that should have been maybe an hour. It lasted 2.5 hours.
Damn.
Because it was just me making them slowly, agonizingly.
You wanted them to suffer the way you suffer.
That's the point of that deck. And I think it was effective in that.
You need to uncreate that deck.
No. There's a reason for that.
There's never a reason for that.
Then the other deck I have, which is not that, but it can be painful, like, is like all robots. And the reason it's hard is there's creatures and then there's artifacts. Artifacts are just objects. But this deck is like Transformers, where the artifacts have an ability where if you crew them up with creatures, they become creatures. The artifact becomes the creature, like a Transformer, or like a Voltron or Power Ranger suit.
Yeah.
The reason that is annoying is because a lot of times when you're facing an enemy, one way to remedy what they have, get rid of what they have, is creature removal. You'll play something like destroy creature, destroy whatever. I don't care about my creatures. I generate I have this thing that like makes creatures, like it's a vehicle that generates creatures.
Pump them out.
But vehicles can't get targeted by that. So no matter what they do, they can't target everything on my board. They either target my creatures or my artifacts. So I'm always like, you took out a piece of me, I regenerate it. You took out the other piece of me, I regenerate it. And I just overwhelmed them with all my robots. And then they were like, well, fuck. And I was like, yeah.
I think that's why, because when you play your good decks, you overwhelm them. So when you're playing a new deck, they're just like, I have a chance to overwhelm him the way he always overwhelms us. And so there's no in between. It's either like you mess them up, or if they have a chance, they mess you up.
I was looking at like forums because I'm just reading about people and their play styles, play groups, all that stuff. And there's something called that some people have coined called a turn zero, and they're like, and the turn zero was coined in that it's a discussion. Turn zero is a discussion. You're like, what's everyone feeling like today? What are you gonna play with? Well, let's have the goal. Have a fun time. Try to win.
Right.
But have a fun time. All right, what deck are you thinking of? I'm thinking of playing with this new deck I made. Okay, if that's the case, I'll put these super pro decks aside. I'll put in this new deck I'm working on too. What are you working on? I have a silly deck. This is a good time to play the silly deck. And then that turn zero kind of helps make the game be like, okay, we're all around where we should be, rather than me being like, I'm playing with OP deck. What are you guys playing with? And like, we don't know until we start playing. Like,
But I assume you read this after and you have not implemented this turn
I've read
zero.
it before. It's just, I thought before these last 2 sessions,
Yeah.
we were all kind of understood on the same page.
Yeah.
Because when I did that other time, I openly, I'm like, dude, I'm excited to try this new deck. I don't know how it'll play. So when my cousin and brothers say that, I'm like, okay, I won't pick a crazy thing.
Yeah.
I'll pick like something in the middle. I'm still figuring out some stuff. What I want to, I'm like refining. They're playable. Like they're still like cohesive, but I'm like, I'm not going like hard. And then when it's reciprocated, it's like it's not always that, because
Yeah.
they have certain decks that just when they go and
But
like,
they both, like, you're the one who's been building decks. They don't necessarily build new decks.
one of
do
them
they?
does.
Okay. And that's your cousin, not your brother.
My cousin used to be a pro Yu-Gi-Oh player. Like he wasn't able to buy cards, so he would earn them through tournaments.
Oh, shit.
So he was like, but it was his youth, like
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
was a kid.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. But he was like, I remember.
And your brother, he
likes playing.
He wasn't necessarily buying new cards though to build. He just like had enough to build a deck, made the best that he could, and that's what he was sticking with.
He
right?
did. He's recently expanded.
Yeah.
And so, but he goes
of
for
the
like,
tournaments.
what's a good deck? He buys the deck.
Oh, okay.
I think like my cousin and I will get into the weeds of the crafting.
Yeah.
Or at least so thus far we have. I don't know if he's just not had time, but to me the observation is less the individual games, but more finding that dynamic and like honing in.
Yeah.
Because when you play with randoms, it's even more crazy. It's like this is with regular group, and like how do you?
Well, I learned this from a movie.
Yeah.
The best move is not to play. Just letting you know. War games. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of all my cards.
Yeah, that's a good decision. Matter of fact, I'll take them off your hand. Like,
And then, so yeah, I've been playing that. I actually, one of the days, I was like, you know what? I want to try. Like, I leaned into the super competitive. I'm like, I don't know what super competitive even is, because for those, like, a lot of times people are like, super competitive is broken because it's only super expensive cards, super unreasonable. Like, the ceiling is too high. Like, the price to get even on the lower end of it is too high.
but can you play with like you were saying like fake cards or something?
So I wanted to try it,
Yeah.
and so I printed out an entire deck, and I haven't tried it yet because I don't know how to play this
Yeah.
deck. But I was like, I should just print it out just to see, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to a tournament, but I want to see like how good, because I watched a TikTok and this guy was like, what's the appeal of competitive high play decks versus more casual? And he was like, usually in a more casual game, it takes you 5 or 6 turns before everyone's like running with like a lot of options of things, and you're doing really cool stuff. He's like, I like the pacing of competitive, because you get to that point by this first or second turn, and then you can start doing crazier shit quicker. And he's like, I just prefer that. So to me, that's the appeal of that. I'm like, I think that's cool, but you need to, then the second part is make sure the group you're playing with is in the same mindset.
Right.
Because there are people that will be like, I'm just going for infinite combo and game done. And it's like, well, okay. But yeah.
That's me.
Infinite combos.
The things that get banned aren't necessarily the card themselves are broken. It's that they can be comboed with a few different cards to just be complete, like, overly abused. I don't know the criteria
So
for
the
it.
combo is banned.
The combo isn't banned, but it's due to the combo that one card is
Oh,
banned.
I see. Okay.
I just wanted to do the upkeep, 17 cards. I won. And walk away.
There's a card where this is how I lost in that table with like after I got pub stomped and then I beat him and then other people joined. The way he won was he had a card that says, this card makes you draw a card. If you cannot draw a card because you have no deck, you win the game. So he made it so he's like, I want to. There was a card in his graveyard, and he had a card that says, "Search your deck until you find that card." So he's like, I search for that card. It's not there. I'm gonna just empty my deck out, and then he's like, I activate this ability. Try to draw a card. If you can't, you win the game. And he's like, I win the game. I'm like, you didn't even hit me. What game are we even playing?
Damn.
I want to be that guy.
See, he has like one card of every. He has one type of every card in his deck, and so
Well, that's how Commander is.
Yeah.
But the other thing that makes it on that higher level is when you're playing like more casually, if you have cards, they'll be like, search your deck for a basic card, or search your deck for, or draw the top card of your deck. There are things called tutors, which are like, search your deck for any card you want, add it to your hand, or put it on the battlefield. And the people are like, then you can easily just find the exact thing you need, and they're like, that kicks it up to a higher skill level or difficulty or whatever you want to call it, because then people are just finding exactly what they need and just playing.
Yeah.
Versus chance of like 100 cards. Anyway, that's what I've been up to.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready for PAX because I want to try and do well.
So you've been practicing with your brother and cousin?
No, we played a little bit. The painful games we played, but I've actually been practicing like. This sounds stupid, but I'll shuffle the deck. I'll start drawing as if I'm playing with people, and then I'm like, okay, what would I do on this turn? What would I do on this turn? I drew this. Okay, what should I do?
I mean, that's fucking perfect. I mean,
I just keep, and then I'm like, I go 4 turns. I'm like, okay, I knew how to handle that.
Yeah.
Okay, shuffle, try it again.
I mean,
What
but
would
you
I
like, you say it sounds stupid, but like you have a reason. Like you're literally gonna go to a tournament and you want like to be at a higher
But it just
level.
seems so. It's like when you're someone. It's like doing a nerdy thing. It's
Yeah.
like to me, I'm sitting here playing Magic by myself. Like
I feel like it's similar like when you
It's
play a
like-
video game. Like
yeah,
you're gonna play.
training-
You're gonna
training mode.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's like it's just.
I never thought
you're-
of that
yeah,
with Magic before.
You're visualizing it differently. That's why you think like
We're
it's
going
kind of
pro,
weird.
that's why.
But I'm not
Post
gonna lie to you.
Malone?
Like anyone outside of like anyone normal would be like, that's fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I understand that, but
Anyway,
I think you should join the tournament. The money.
Frankenstein's.
Stinky tournament.
just try it.
Well, no.
Don't use a pro level deck. Use your best one you got now, and just show 'em.
Yeah, I actually, when I went to that convention, I was like, I should just bring one of the pro ones or one of the nicer ones I have because I want to test it.
Yeah.
I feel confident with it, but I was like, I don't know how it is in the wild.
And also, like, you don't know because it's like when you're in a tournament, you don't know if your deck is a counterpick to theirs, and it's just like you need something that's well balanced for everything.
I realized that actually, my brother randomly picked a deck, and he played a card that was like, play this card, choose a creature type, and he's like, I choose dragons. He's like, players cannot play any cards that say dragon on them. I'm like, my deck is
dragon.
Is dragon.
Shit.
He just fucked me. So anyway, you guys want to get into topics?
Yeah, let's do it.
Take it away. It's your.
So we're gonna
topic.
start with my topic. Mine is about AI generated art or images. I wanted to know if you guys think that this up and coming stuff eventually, or if there's a possibility that it could ever take out just regular artists that draw these type of things. Is that a thing? Do you think it can be integrated with them? Do you think the artists will outlaw it or what? What are your guys' thoughts? AI generated art images. And you guys have seen them, right? Like you just put like you put like the prompt and it's just like McDonald's and boom, you get a bunch of M's. Realistic looking M's.
I think, like, let's look at NFTs now, for instance. Like, when we first started talking about them, like, as topics, they were huge. Like, there was NFTs in social circles that don't usually normally show up. Like, I think you had mentioned it was like it's a balloon, in a way. And I think whenever this does become more accessible, more mainstream, more like, so if there's a provider that makes it very easily accessible, it will blow up and be like, everyone will be like, AI art is the way.
Do you smell that?
Did you light a?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was scared. I was like, that smells like a candle, like a burning like these. So I was like worried. I'm like, was anything on fire?
Happy birthday.
Hey. All right, but we're good.
But yeah, I think it'll get really big as the only thing of art. Like
Yeah.
that's where you'll see a lot of. But then it'll wane. It won't wane and go away.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll just kind of like find its spot where there will be people that really flock to it
Yeah.
versus other types. But then there'll be artists. They'll be like, well, then, this is my stuff.
I agree with you, but like, there's also that chance where like it could take off, and that could be like literally the norm. Because like, I think it's enticing to people where, like, I have social anxiety. I don't like to reach out to someone and be like, hey, can you draw this for me? So now I can easily just be like, AI, generate an image of a cat, smoking a cigar
For free?
while riding a motorcycle and doing a crazy, Evil Knievel jump over the Golden Gate Bridge while under the moonlight over the water. Like, I just, just keep adding shit. And then it'll just be like, yeah, here's the fucking image you want. And I didn't have to fucking explain it to some person and be awkward as fuck.
One, do you think that'll be free? Forever?
So as it is right now, the AI stuff I think started free, and now it's no longer free. Like, you have to pay at least the one that I know of, you have to pay a subscription, and they let you do a like private chat with that bot that you can give it a prompt and it'll generate an image for you, and then you can keep refining it from there. Like, say like, I agree with this picture, give me 4 more of that variation, and then continue like refining it until you find it perfect. And I think in the future, it's hard to say. I want to say it's going to be free because someone smart will copy that, like, whatever that code is for that AI and just like make a free version of it. But the company that would have started it, whatever, would always like be charging for their shit. But I think there's always going to be like a bootleg. So I think people are going to eventually be able to get it for free.
What do you think, Jay?
I think it's here to stay. And I think people are going to make these AI generated images and sell it off as their own. But that it's not going to go away, that's for sure. And AI is getting more better and better, and it's going to get pretty crazy in the future. Yeah, the only thing is, like, I think people are going to say they're artists and just have AI create art for them.
I agree that people will try to monetize it, and some will be super, super successful. But
I think companies will monetize it.
oh yeah, different people will try to monetize it. But
Well, like just huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, like, in the sense of like so many things that we used to, like, you look back 10, 15 years ago that was the internet, and you're like, this was all free, and now it's like covered in ads, subscription based,
Yeah.
tied to sponsors, relegated. Granted, there are still, like, if you search the web hard enough and are willing to search for it, I'm sure you'll find a version of it that will mitigate that or to circumvent
Yeah.
that. But I think the main audiences, that'll become the norm, is the form that's been commercialized or whatever in that sense. I do think it'll be here to stay. I think I'm like thinking even more. I'm like, it won't just be static art. It'll be like, you'll say your thing and it'll be like a video,
yeah,
or maybe a silent video, and then you just add voice, or maybe it'll have voice. You're like, I want Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice with SpongeBob watching Pulp Fiction.
I think it's so advanced. You just be like, I want to see a movie with the twins, but in Kill Bill style, but filmed with the graininess of this other movie.
You've seen the Voice AI website, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
You just give it a few prompts.
You see deepfake, like the things that, like, I want
Tom
a
Cruise.
deepfake of Tom Cruise playing Fortnite with a robot.
We might get flagged from this from Scientology, but I can't wait for the Tom Cruise porno to come out.
It's already out. Rule 34.
The Keanu Reeves one is already out.
Shit.
Punk.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But one thing I thought was really cool is the reason why this topic came up for me was Freddie Wong, previous YouTuber. I don't know what he would consider
He's
himself
still a
now.
YouTuber.
Not as much, not as prominent, but I don't know what he would like categorize himself as anymore. But he
Professional Korean barbecue enthusiast, occasional DJ.
perfect, occasional DJ,
Seriously?
and pottery
No.
too. He does pottery, but he suggested to artists, he's like, something you guys should start adding in portfolio is an AI generated image, and then next to that is your version. Obviously, way better than that, though. Is that Zara's copy?
What he's talking about in regards to AI, I think there's a justifiable fear of the end result being yet greater power in the hands of established brands. For example, fast fashion is notorious for stealing designs wholesale or with minimal modifications. The dynamics of these play out the same way. Small artists get ripped off, goes in onto social, gets traction, brand removes item, but doesn't really suffer any real consequences. But reverse the roles, and the indie artist is screwed. Disney shuts down pinata makers after all.
Mm-hmm.
Indie artists have to mount a legal defense for their work as fair use. You can see how many of those cases actually get anywhere. Hint, not many. Meanwhile, large corporate lawyers wave a big stick and get what they want. That power has been somewhat counteracted by small artists generating social media uproar, but it's easy to conclude it's profitable for these brands to keep doing exactly what they're doing because, well, they keep doing it. I think the fear of brands being able to take someone's art, hit a generous variation button, and then commercially exploiting the output is justifiable. The AI here automates obfuscation and grants greater ease and deniability to established brands who already have power. But you also wonder, can a human do the same thing? Does a machine making it easier change the fundamental violation? Conceivably, isn't the artist losing a job here just the freelancer contracted by the brand in the first place? And to be clear, I think all these cases of art theft is a freelancer hired to give a brand art and they sign a contract saying it's original. It gives brand deniability. And plus, there aren't visual plagiarism search engines, so they don't know or don't care. And the final thing is, if the end result is it's cheaper and safer legally in terms of likelihood of social media blowback for brands to generate derivatives off existing artists' work for their own commercial exploitation, I think we can agree that feels wrong, but I don't know how you stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's, I mean, that he went on the rant after, but yeah, he posted like he believes artists should post like a that AI generated one, and then their version that's gonna just be way better than that. But
I mean, you even look at it like in the grander scheme of artists and corporatization, and like look at the MCU. Like, how much do you think Steve McNiven has gotten for Civil War? Like, he's one of the co-creators of that comic series.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think all these other I don't know, all the various comic artists or writers that wrote the stories that are like, oh my God, they're doing that story,
Yeah.
and it's getting all the merchandising, all the publicity. It's at Disneyland, and it's like the artist got like, here's a little thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. You get your names in there. That's it.
It's crazy because like this is AI is like the tip of the iceberg, and there's been movies about it before. There's a movie literally called AI, where it's got it's a young kid and
not Macaulay Culkin.
Haley Joel.
Yeah. Haley.
He the character is confused because it's technically an AI, but it feels like it's a person. Like it's like I feel like I'm a real person. Why do people treat me differently? It's because you're a robot. And I just feel like at some point we're gonna get there. Like, and it's just it's getting in fast. Like what's crazy to me is like it's an accumulation. Like we're seeing bits and pieces. Like we've done, like you said, we've done the deep fakes.
Yeah.
We've done the audio. We're
even
doing
the Star Wars movies with like Moff the Moff Tarkin actor, the old actor, and then Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Like. And Mark Hamill, like when they de-aged him and did all that stuff.
But yeah, like so we have self-image, which is like the deep fakes essentially. Like you can kind of copy anyone. We have the voice. Now we have like an image of like an artist wise, and at some point someone just has to put all these codes together, and now we can have like a movie because we can have a moving thing.
Music.
We can have
I had the AI listen to thousands of
and it
emo
does a good
songs.
job. Like if you stick with the beat, you would never know. But obviously, like sometimes the lyrics just like it all flows together, but it doesn't make sense when you listen to it as a whole. So you go with just the beat, and you're like, you could fucking. And again, all of it just has to accumulate to one point, and like boom, like we might at some point just have an AI that's self-aware, and like we might already have it, and they're just keeping it, in lockdown or whatever. But either way, like it's just
Severance.
once it comes out, like, and it becomes public, people are gonna mess with it, and it's just gonna get crazy. Like, we'll see what happens.
I feel like it's already been done with other countries that don't care about laws.
Like, imagine this being generated for you. Like, let's say you put in, let's say there's a TikTok equivalent of AI.
Yeah.
You put in a prompt, and then start seeing generated images, and then you'll like or dislike them, and then it just starts forming an algorithm based on what was the differentiations between them, and eventually it forms like what you like, and it just creates variation. It would generate. It'd be like, now we just have him like in this loop, and he's like, I'm satisfied.
It's already too late.
Everything I look at is perfect.
Assamese.
The thing is, though, is like I'm also like cynical. I think that when we get like a true AI and they ask it the question like, what's the perfect world, it'll be like a world with no humans, and it's just like, the way to the perfect world is literally just to wipe out mankind, because we're just so fucked. It's like the war games, it's just like, you want to be protected, murder everyone, kind of thing.
The best move is to not make any.
It's not to make the AI, exactly. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. I've always been like a huge fan of technology, AI, and all this stuff. So super interesting to me. And I like, the thing is, again, this is like fucked up to say, like, I'm looking forward to it because I feel like by the time anything crazy happens, I'm no longer going to be existing. Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me.
I'm just saying,
It's fucked everyone else, but
no, technology is ramped.
I'd
Think
embrace
about
it, dude. If
Pong till now, video game
yeah,
graphics.
I know. If in my lifetime I can start like turning into a cyborg, I would. I would and I will.
You did.
You said it here now.
Battle Angel
Alita.
This is like a side topic, but I was watching a TikTok, and then the guy was saying, we want to like terraform Mars because Earth is dying, but if we have the power to terraform Mars, why won't we just fix Earth?
Terraform Earth.
Damn. No, because it's free real estate up there.
Honestly, though, like, I think it's that thing where it's a human concept where it's easier to just start over than to just fix what the fuck we have. And people do that. Like, they'll move somewhere else because it's just easier than just fixing where they're at. Like, it's a thing that we do.
Here's a question. I feel like we kind of touched on it. We said whether if there are people that become individuals or groups of people that become AI artists, and then people are like, you didn't make that. The AI did. Like, is that like it? Would you feel like that individual is an artist? Would you discredit them? Like,
I would say, I feel like this might become a thing in the future where like it's like a boundary of like who actually is the artist. But if I'm the one coming up with the idea to tell the AI to do it, I'm still the artist. Like, because no one else came up with the concept of writing this prompt to make it come out with this. So I am still the artist. The AI is going to be another means, another tool to an artist to draw. They don't actually have to have this drawing skills, but you still have to have the imagination to come up with that image. So yes,
I'm playing devil's advocate. I
Still
think
the artist.
there could be arguments saying like, you're not an artist anymore. You're like a project manager, like kind of like you're an overseer. You have a vision, and you've hired artists to implement that vision, and the hired artists are the AI, because I feel like there will be arguments saying like, art is the craft of you making the thing, whatever that is, whether it's perfect or flawed or whatever. But I think there could be arguments for what I see your point too.
I mean, it depends. Like, if it's
what is art? Like, at that point, what are you being the artist of? The vision and making it a reality, or of the actual, like, it's like the different kind? I don't know.
I think it depends on like the end. Is it the end user? Like the person who's like funneling or paying the money? Because if you're a business and you say like, yeah, you're just a project manager, I gotta just pay him an hourly rate. if I'm like, if I'm a business and I'm saying like, yeah, you're the artist, well, now I'm going to pay him, however much an artist would normally get paid, which is like, obviously I'm going to over exaggerate because artists get paid underpaid, but it could be like $1,000 an hour. And I could just be like, it took me 4 hours to come up with this prompt. So now it's, you owe me $4,000.
Well, I think it's like part of it becomes a lot in the game, like relating this to video games, you always hear about, not even video games, just like when you hear about a thing like, oh my God, Kojima's Death Stranding is phenomenal. He's such an artist. It's like, well, he didn't do it by himself.
I know.
He has many people doing the craft of getting what he wants, and they're artists.
What's funny?
Is it like all credit goes there?
Yeah.
Credit, like does he like
There'll always be one individual that gets most of the credit. But
the auteur.
What's funny is if I make a better image and I put my name on it, the people will be like, wow. And then you compare it to like an image that Kojima wrote a prompt for. They're like, holy shit. Oh my God. That thing is like, it could become art.
Bird is what he would do.
Yeah.
You should do a reaction to that. You 100%.
Is it that good? Is it that good?
I do double.
It's on Kojima's like list, dude. Like
It's on. Have you seen the Nick Cage movie?
No.
Him and Pedro Pascal are sitting in like a pool for late night, and they're like, Pedro Pascal's like, hey, I have a question. He's like, yeah. He's like, top 3 favorite movies, and they spend 12 hours. Just Nick Cage is like, it's not that simple. It's like, it's kind of complex. Like, what are you like? What is a movie? Like, what is the best movie?
Yeah.
And like they montage it, but then when they get to like, he finally gives his third answer and he says films, and then he asks Pedro Pascal, and he's like 2 of his Nick Cage movies, and he's like, what's your number 1? He's like, Paddington Bear 2. And then later in the movie, Nick Cage actually watches Paddington Bear. He's like, it's fucking amazing. He's like, I fucking told you. And I'm like.
Just 2 dudes chilling in a pool.
Side note, I was saying George Miller, he's doing his thing. I didn't know he directed Babe 1 and 2. I was like, what the?
He also did Happy Feet. That's fate. I put it in the sink.
I know he's a good filmmaker. Babe 1 and 2.
He almost directed a Justice League film. I remember reading Wizard magazines, and it was like George Miller's working on a Justice League film with like one of the guys from the show The O.C.
Wow.
And like it was like a young cast, like people around the age of like Buffy when like.
Freddie Prinze as Aquaman. That'll do, big. That'll do.
Should we go to the next topic? All right, next topic. Speaking of corporate takeovers. The Embracer Group, the company to rule them all, is a Swedish holding company. And they've acquired quite a lot over the last, day or two? Mm-hmm. They, all of a sudden, it was announced that they've acquired Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit IP. They've acquired Limited Run Games. They've acquired Tripwire Interactive Game Studio. They've acquired... They've had other things. They own Dark Horse Comics.
Wow.
Gearbox. Dark Horse Comics is the publisher for Hellboy, Sin City 300, Umbrella Academy, and just a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, okay, they like bought everything under the sun.
Big moves.
Some big stuff, big acquisitions, and we've already had a year full of big acquisitions. Just the Microsoft one.
Did they say how much they paid the Lord of the Rings for?
They said that
it's gotta be
there is a comment that one acquisition was their most expensive acquisition, and because of like commercial reasons, they cannot disclose what company it is and how much yet. They have to wait until like it's all done. But I was like, holy shit. That's crazy. That's insane. In the membrane.
Yeah, what did you guys think? That's kind of my main thing.
The thing is, like, there's so many things I don't know. Like, even though, like, Blizzard exists, I think of Blizzard and Blizzard only. But then, like, recently it had been, it's already been bought out by, I think it was Microsoft, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Activision.
It was Activision before that.
No, I'm saying Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, and then...
bought by
correct, yeah.
So the purchase was part of 6 different acquisitions, all totaling together. So the Lord of the Rings.
Guess how much?
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, in itself is $3 billion. So $2 billion?
No, 1.2.
Both way off.
Rah.
Wait, hold on. Am I reading this right? Okay. Oh yeah, way off. They bought. This was all of this. Like this was one segment of 6 other things being acquired, all for $572.8 million.
Pretty cheap.
Oh, wow.
That's
I thought you were about
that's
to say
like-
billion.
That's like pocket money.
Holy shit.
It's pretty cheap. I know you.
I mean, think about, what was it, $4 billion for, what was it, Microsoft buying Activision?
That's crazy.
Was it $4 billion? It was like in the billions.
Yeah. So.
It's cheap.
That's crazy, though. But
I
like,
mean, this company, Embracer Group, is currently marketed at about $8.36 billion. So, anyway, yeah, I don't. it
but like,
blows my
I don't.
mind.
What's like?
I don't understand the cohesiveness. It doesn't. It just seems like some
Random?
random. Yeah, just not random. It's still like games and
limited running.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what's like the end game? And obviously they have the end game plan. Like they know what they're doing, all that. But yeah, to us,
peons.
yeah, peons, peasants, we like it boggles our mind. It's like, what the fuck are they planning? Is this a multiverse happening right now in front of us?
Flip it like Supreme, VF Corp and Supreme.
There might be. That's a big thing in
Buy
like the
something cheap and
in the businesses. Yeah, like
sell it.
people will buy out a business that's dying, or fix it up, make it like a multi-million-dollar business, and then sell it for multi-millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's Embrace? I feel like they're gonna come out with their own
Multiverses?
streaming service.
I mean, they could at this point. They got different.
It just got on Amazon. Like the first
Right.
episode is one of the biggest budgeted.
The streamer.
The Lord of the Rings show.
Oh,
It's about to air on Amazon Prime on September 1st.
wait. So does that mean that they
It's not getting canceled.
get money off of that now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that
I'm
works.
too poor to.
Yeah,
know.
I know.
I'm on broke ass.
Shit. If they know who they are, they know who they are. But I can't fathom. I don't understand what it means. It's crazy that one organization. The thing is, like, these things happen and they exist already. Like what P&G, or what is the name of like that company that owns like all of the toothpaste, all of like the baby products,
All the major stuff are owned
fucking
by, like,
Johnson
4
and Johnson.
companies.
Yeah, exactly. And like we don't think about it, but it, like that knowledge is still there and exists. And I feel like it's gonna happen with this shit.
I forgot
Like,
which company it was, but it looked like it was 2 major companies. It was like it's not Pepsi and Cola, but it was like a equivalent of Pepsi versus
Yeah.
Cola, but they're owned by the same company.
yeah, you think you have a choice? You're fucking giving the money to the same person.
The government. Huh?
She.
So this is a tangent. Have you ever been the type of person to, or known people that like to boycott a specific product or brand because of either what they're doing, what their other activities might be, or
I mean, I've done it. Well, I guess
or do you know people that have done it?
I can't think of anybody.
Because whenever I see that happen, I think of what you were talking about,
Yeah.
where it's like
It doesn't fucking
I'm
matter.
just gonna get this instead. I'm like, that goes to them too.
Yeah.
I only do it with artists. I
Dang.
can't listen to.
If
certain-
they do you wrong,
Okay.
Kanye West,
I don't boycott products. Not
Travis
really.
Scott, cancelable.
Yeah. No, I was just curious because that what you guys said about like it all trees up, like you think they're rivals and they're
Yeah.
both. I'm like, yeah.
I did it with a radio station, K Rock. I don't listen to it anymore. It got removed off of my
There goes our
presence.
sponsorship opportunity.
The radio's dead.
Well, it's that,
Video
it's,
killed the radio station.
it's the whole thing that happened where I don't know if you guys heard, like they removed like the whole original cast, like
The morning show guys.
Yeah.
Kevin and Bean.
yeah, Kevin and
Oh
Bean.
damn!
Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna
one of
listen to
them was leaving already,
Uh-huh.
but like one day out of nowhere, they were just like, "You guys are done." Like,
That
and
Shit is.
they
garbage.
finished the show, and at the end of that show, they were like, "Yeah, you guys are done." And then I was just like,
That
when
shit
I read the news, I was just like, "Well," went into my car, remove that station, and I have not gone back to that station ever since.
Garbage.
You didn't even have to drive anywhere. You just got in your car.
Got in my car, turn it on, and remove that. I removed that station of my presence.
Miss listening to Loveline though.
Yeah.
Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
I was like 12 years old when I was watching.
Shit.
Listening to that. I was listening to it on my cassette recorder with an FM tuner. I was like, what's happening?
But yeah, like these acquisitions, like I don't know what they mean. I don't know what they mean.
I just feel like the world. It makes me feel minuscule in the sense of like the world is shaping in ways that I won't realize until maybe 20 years after.
Yeah, we just saw a new mountain be created, and we're like, it doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is please be faster, limited run.
No. Yeah.
Damn, they gone corporate now.
Well, were they not owned by anyone?
They're private, probably.
Oh, okay.
I think they were private, yeah.
Now
Because
it's-
wait,
now
this
they're-
is the.
Now they're corporate rules now.
Oh no, I'm thinking of I'm8bit, because I'm8bit was like,
Oh, okay.
and I think it might still be. I don't know if but they've been doing
private.
good. Like they get hired to do like special events, pretty
They don't
much.
do video game event release anymore.
No, but their
used-
events are so good they get hired to do events now.
This is less of a like. I feel like the Microsoft Activision Blizzard one was like that was a shock. This one's more of like a confused shock. It's like nothing makes sense. I don't understand.
Would it have been more like a shock if it was more money? Like if they were like, yeah,
No,
this is
I don't think
$10 billion acquire all this.
I mean, to me, it was like I don't. You guys are spending more money than I
Yeah.
can comprehend anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't care about that part. It's more like, who owns this stuff now? Does that change anything? Can I not watch this? Or,
Yeah, does our shit come sooner? You know,
Yeah.
like fuck.
What does this mean? Like in that sense, and then what else is on the block? I'm like, what things that we know now could just be all of a sudden, like I feel like things that we just are like these are just understood things are like. Remember when Kmart was a thing? What if Costco just up and got acquired? I'd be like, whoa. What if the hot dog is no longer $1.50? Whoa.
Toys R Us is coming back. And
They're coming back.
Soup Plantation.
Yeah,
Like
good
weird
with
shit.
food temptation.
It's just like things.
Yeah.
Limited run gaming now more likely plentiful run gaming.
Oh,
Says Game Overcast. Biggest jokes in the chat. Biggest baller. He's
I
sitting.
know.
Bosses
WrestleMania?
brings up Supplantation whenever he can.
Plenio games.
We got the richest, most
WrestleMania.
styling, profiling, best seats in the house at WrestleMania. Game Overcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to take that
Breaking news: Game Overcast has acquired the weekly DLC
Wait,
for
so
$500 million.
WrestleMania is 2 days, right? And when you buy a live event, it's only for that day.
Yeah. So that is but it's like an 8-hour.
But like,
Event.
they don't have a combo deal. Like
They
two
do.
for.
Okay.
He's
Two
only
for-
going one of the days. He said, "Don't compare me to Ric Flair."
Woo!
I mean, I don't think you have a pacemaker in you, so.
And I'm assuming you're going to second day because that's where the most action.
No, they usually split it pretty well. Like they both have solid main events usually,
They split it while you're behind the post.
but we don't know what it is now, and part of me, I was like, even if I went, I wouldn't want to go on the day with the that. I was about to say that to Garocast. So there's been alluding to right now. Roman Reigns has been the champion for like fucking 1,000 days. I don't know, like a long time. Like it's a long title reign. Like people
Yeah.
just keep going. It's like I'm gonna beat him.
About 3 years. Yeah, got it.
And they keep alluding that they're building it up for him to face his relative, The Rock, and The Rock will make a WrestleMania. And he's like, what Game Overcast is saying is, if The Rock wrestles, it'll be on Sunday as the last match, probably.
So you want to? If you go, you'd go Sunday.
No, I'd want to watch that and hear everything.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want to be like.
In silence,
No
you know?
announcer.
And people.
Well, no. To be fair though, I've been in the ring when The Rock shows up, and I used to think the electrifying thing was fake. It's not. If it shook. The LA, the Honda Center.
Your hair just like rose
The ground
up.
was just like Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Let's go, Rock. I was like, whoa. He didn't even say anything. He was just like, finally. Like, I was like, what?
I just want to do the. I just want to do
the hairs on the back of your neck, right?
the Bailey chant.
Yes, gamer guy. I've been in the ring with The Rock, 1-on-1 with the Great One. He's been in the Great One. The Rock.
Damn.
Yeah, but what were we saying? Yeah, Game Overcast is going to acquire the weekly DLC. That's the next big, probably just as big as Microsoft's acquisition. Yeah, it just blew my mind. It's weird.
Yeah, and it's just for us that amount is unfathomable, and we have no idea what it means.
I
No
feel like
clue.
we live under a rock.
Yeah, Patrick's. We're Patrick's. Patrick Stars. Yeah, but I have no fucking clue. What is this? What is this Embracer group? And there's also like the biggest meme right now is like who? Like no fucking knows who this group is, dude, and yet they're worth fucking.
I thought it was Embraer, the airline. I was like, what are they doing to get in Lord of the Rings and limited run?
be playing games in the air.
Weird. I'm gonna purchase the weekly DLC with Last Boss's channel points.
Damn.
Fucking
He's got-
200 big brain move.
He's
William.
got 500,000 points, dude.
Mentos.
The fresh make.
Everyone's on the podcast body paint. Our new sponsor, Mentos.
Shit. Sleepy. So you're gonna move on to the next topic?
Let's get into the last topic.
Dang, the best topic.
Severance.
You
So I'm only 3 episodes in.
should have watched it all already.
It's a surgical procedure. They implant something in your brain, and it basically separates your work, memory. I don't know how to explain it.
Like
because
personality or your
You
work.
do not know, like, when you're at the office, you do not know anything at all about
Outside
your
of work.
outside life, and your outside life knows nothing about what you do or how you feel or anything about your in office. Game Overcast, let's spoil it.
I have a question. So, are they physically going to that work spot, or is it a mental thing?
They physically go.
Okay.
They drive up to a building. They park their car. They go in. They go down an elevator. As they go down the elevator, a shift happens.
So their outside life is driving to work.
Their outside life, their outside, whoever they were outside, the show refers to them as outies and innies.
Yeah.
As the show goes on. And the outie, at some point, made a conscious decision to say, I want to work here. I want to have the procedure done, and I willingly do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do it. And then it happens.
Okay.
And only their outie can quit, can say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Holy fuck.
Hard.
See, that's the thing I didn't understand because you were telling me that like innies will be like, I want to fucking quit, and they couldn't. I'm like, why can't they? They could just say,
very hard to get
I
approved.
quit. I didn't know that it's the outie that makes that decision, and the outie doesn't know anything about what's going on in the innie.
Well, no, because one of the things is the outie does usually, at least the show presents, that they did it. They've done it for a reason.
Yeah.
That when the show starts, the only thing you know that the main guy is his name is Adam Scott. The actor is Adam Scott.
Yeah.
He's in Step Brothers. He's the other brother. He's in Parks and Rec as Ben.
Do you want the procedure done? That's
Yeah.
So his question-
topic. So Jeng's topic is: Would you do this procedure?
And I can't. Like, I couldn't do that. That's fucked up.
I thought you liked technology.
That's fucked up to myself. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I like technology in a sense,
Why
but
is
like,
it fucked up to yourself?
but like, that's still a part of me. Like, there's still a part of me that's gonna suffer. Like, it only knows work. It knows nothing else.
Exactly. So the show, one of the things of the show is that innie,
Yeah.
it's like they like, okay, time to go in the elevator. And the next thing they know is opening the elevator and it's a new day.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know sleep. I
Yeah.
don't know outside life. I know nothing but work.
So it's like they blink and all of a sudden they're back at the work with like brand new work day.
It's the morning.
And it's fucked up, dude. That is so fucked up. And yeah, like there's a part of you that doesn't know that feeling. You get to
The
enjoy.
outie doesn't
Yeah,
know that at
the
all.
outie gets to enjoy life, gets to enjoy the money that innie's making, but like that's still fucked up. Like I feel like there's still permanent damage to like yourself somehow, and it might not show it now. If the show becomes huge, they might fucking explain
became
like,
huge.
yeah, it's
There's a second season.
okay. So like eventually they might explain like yeah, socially or not socially, but like mentally, like things happen. Like even it's so much so that it affects the outie. Even like they get just trauma. Like out of nowhere, they just like, oh god, what was that? And like you just because you have like this dread. Your innie has this so much dread that it affects your outside or something. I think it's going to show leakage between the two somehow. Yeah. But like,
well, then there's even the other question is like, what does this company do that wants that? Like, what do they do in there? They don't even know it. Like, they show you what they do. So
in this world, it's not every company does this. It's just this specific experimental.
There's one company that is making the breakthrough of this, and there are people in the streets that protest it. They're like, this is slavery. This is immoral. This is unethical. All this stuff. But people do it for various reasons, and to like, it's part of the innies stories too of like, why would someone do this to me? Like they have a separate there's a disassociation. I don't think I would ever do it.
Imagine just like only ever looking forward to waffle parties. That's insane. Like that's crazy. But it reminds me of the Black Mirror episode called White Christmas.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, that's fucked up. I would never do that because even though that is a copy of me and not like what people would consider a real human being, that person, that individual thing is still suffering. It still only knows that it needs to like make breakfast for me when I want to because it is the same personality as me and it knows when I would want breakfast. And that's just like, that's essentially what people are fucking, that's slavery. That's fucking, I can't do that shit.
He says he wouldn't do it.
Would you do it? No.
Gamercast says he would pay to watch bosses at his office. Intermission when he naps in his car.
Enjoy his waffle. Damn.
It's too hot now.
Would you do it?
Oh, no. For bosses to be like this.
At my old workplace, yeah. But not my current one. I don't know, dude. That's like... Your work self would be just... Dude, I know there's probably a safeguard where you can't commit suicide, but your work self would just be fucking in hell. It just would be bad. I think you need to... When I was a degenerate gamer boy, and I didn't work, and I just had just days off, it's boring too. You need that balance of like that suckiness and also the leisure to appreciate the leisure.
You ever had a stay-at-home vacation? Like a full week?
I love those.
But like you get to a point where like, fuck, I don't do shit. Like, it's a good thing I work.
No?
I've done it.
Trust me.
I've done it. But I think you have to be lazy to a point though. Like I don't do shit.
I mean, okay, the last time I felt that way was when I had COVID.
Yeah.
And then after COVID, I still had to quarantine. I was like, I can't see anyone. I can't do anything. Like I was just limited. I'm like, because it became a matter of like, okay, I'm not seeing work, fine, but I see my family. I go run errands. I do whatever.
See, that's the thing that's like, I'm different in that sense where like I don't need, or at least I've never felt the need to seek out social interaction. Like if I could stay at home, I stay at home. Like when COVID was a thing, honestly, nothing changed in my life. I literally work, go home. Yeah. Work, go home. So then same thing happened with COVID and I didn't miss anything. Like nothing was wrong. Like I never fucking go outside. But when I don't go to work, now it's just me staying at home. Like I don't go out. I don't do anything. And it's like, fuck, like when I work is the only time that I socialize, that I go out. Like,
yeah, that's a lot of people.
Fuck,
I have a lot of coworkers where they were missing to go back to work because they just miss. Yeah. That was their social time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like I'm just trying to get my shit done so I can.
And it's funny.
Then go social.
And I'm reaching the limit of working now, so it's like I've forgotten what it's like to not work, and now like I want to not work again, but like I need to work for money.
Trust me, if you're a degenerate, it gets boring. You would think it doesn't get boring. There comes a point where like, okay, I have nothing to balance this leisure with. Like, I don't know.
So you wouldn't do the procedure?
No.
I wouldn't do the procedure.
Why not?
Because for me, Game Overcast says I would get a severed gym membership.
Actually, hey, we like.
That's what the second season's about. You didn't fucking spoiled it.
I would fucking do that. Damn, be fit and not have to worry about it, dude.
Why do my
Fucking
muscles not feel
have a
sore?
mind that just wakes up back to working out, wake up back to working out, wake up back to working out, dude. I'm like, fuck it. I don't
It's
even.
always
like
sore.
It keeps coming. But- but-
Okay, question. Gamercast made it interesting. Would you sever yourself, but for different periods of time? Like,
oh shit.
he mentioned gym. What about for streaming?
Nah,
I don't know. I'm just thinking of
I
other
wouldn't do
things
for
where you're
streaming.
doing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a lengthy period of time.
I wouldn't do it for streaming because streaming.
What, something else then, maybe. I don't know.
Let's see. I feel like it has to be things like that. Like it's good, like beneficial wise, like working out. But a lot of people just don't want to like have to go and actually do it and stuff like that. So what else? What else could there be?
That's a good one. That's horrible, though. He says severed commute. Imagine you're just every day you're the version of you that's just like, I'm in the car.
Dude, fuck.
That'd be horrible.
Driving to work, to at least my work, it's stressful because the way
Fucking
the way the
Click
mergers
did something
happen,
similar.
it's very stressful.
Yeah.
I hate driving to work.
Like Click, it fast forward through all the boring parts. I
For
would
the other, for
sever
one
all the-
version.
I
But
would
for the
sever
other,
all
it's
the-
always that's all they do. No. Severed when you're taking shits.
So my Audi would just be like
No,
already
severed-
back to work.
I would do it. I would I would have a custom one. I would want custom where it's like, oh shit.
On off.
I hate Taco Bell. I gotta go severed. You taking this
You
one.
take the seat.
No, what am I doing?
But imagine just wake up back to shitting. Wake up back to shitting. No. It keeps coming. Holy shit, dude. Goddamn. But I wouldn't like the actual severed for work. That's some fucked up shit.
You go to the doctors. Can I have that procedure done? He's like, it's another $2,000 if you want the numbing. He's like, no numbing. I'm fine.
He said, "Fuck that one."
What's going on? Game of Cast says severed jury duty.
Nah.
I've never been, so
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I've done it once. It's boring as fuck.
Make sure you don't forget your Switch. I don't think I'd do it either, just in general. For me, I think the biggest thing is
Fucking shitting.
it would be a lot of the things that I actually do enjoy out of the work area blend out of work. Like I see a lot of my friends from work outside. Like it's not just separate.
For Magic, the deck building. Just fucking
No, I like that.
sever that shit.
It's like I get to do it again.
Just wake up back to fucking. It's crazy when you think of it that way. Like that version is just like it, like back to like, oh fuck, gotta rebuild a new deck. Gotta rebuild a new deck. Gotta shit again. Gotta shit again. Gotta shit again. You look forward to pee parties. Like fuck. Damn. Your Audi would just be like fucking buffet all the fucking time, bro. I ain't gotta worry about shit. Oh my god. You're Audi like back on the table again, back to eating and shit. Oh my, that's horrible, dude.
That's me.
The possibilities of that, dude, so bad, so bad.
But I think we took it in a different direction.
Sever from movies, just like.
No, I feel like that'd be.
No, but like I guess so. Now I'm thinking of like the benefit for that, like that severed part. Just imagine just like new movie. Actually, that could get like boring as fuck though. Just nonstop movies.
Game Overcast says, I guess the bathroom innie would be very well read. We're just sitting there, what are we reading today?
Knows all of the news,
Switch.
but your Audi
WW.
wouldn't know the news though. Your Audi wouldn't know any of that shit.
No, I know, but it's just like, let me pass the time. I'm taking another. That's all I do. I'm here for the shit. Get my Switch out.
Imagine how many geniuses would come out of that. Like they're so well read, and the Audi is just like, oh, don't remember any of that shit. Fucking the walls filled with like equations and shit. Like as you're taking this shit, you're just writing all this stuff.
What's crazy, I think in the first few episodes they kind of hint at that notion is how companies want you to think. Like they're not just a company, they're a family. They're like, this is your group, this is our incentive for you. Be grateful, appreciate, like the wellness thing too. Like we're here. They it's very much like we're doing the things to make you feel like that you asked us
We're
for.
trying.
We're acknowledging how great you are, but the way they do it is so like robotic and insincere. I don't know if the right word, but I think that's the other part of it that like blows my mind, like with the reflection on what the show.
And you said like watching it made you like, oh fuck, work.
Well, because it kind of like exaggerated a lot of things that you see in the office. It's like, hey, great job on that major project that you worked countless nights and lost sleep over. Pizza party. I'm like, thank you. Like that's why I did this.
What's funny though is like, I mean, work.
I just like the old guy. He's like falling asleep while working. He's like, I can't help it. I got severed when I was old. Another question that comes up is, what happens when you retire?
What happens?
Fuck.
You should keep watching.
Like when they cancel, when it ends. What the heck, dude?
Yeah, you should watch.
Your cat just bit the shit out of me while didn't even do anything.
Anyways,
She remembered what you did 5 minutes ago.
I don't remember. I was severed, but yeah, like so.
That's hot marm and cold marm.
But it's the alcohol that unlocks it. But
Modelo
it might explain it. But my question is, yeah, like if so, when you get severed and like someone retires, does all that information like would it go back into the Audi? Like, oh fuck, work sucked ass.
Work
Holy shit! Just at one time, then just fucking. Never again. Never again.
Just aneurysm.
Shit. All of that pain at once, dude.
I'm afraid to answer.
It's fine, yeah.
It is a subject that comes up in some way.
I need to watch this. I'm gonna start paying $5 a month for Apple.
There's a great website that you'd never realize was there.
SD movies, dude. Standard definition movies.
Shit.
Cujo just politely listening.
Well, because it's just you came up with the greatest one, severed pooping.
It's a really good concept of a show.
But it's fucked up, and
There's
I would
a
never
lot
get
of questions, and I feel like they don't answer them because it's like a Lost kind of thing.
But you have only 3 episodes in your pocket.
It is focused way more on the characters than the
Like
larger
the concept,
questions.
yeah.
I mean, they still go about them. It's just I thought it was a 1 season thing, and I looked up it did
renewed.
so well, and
Yeah.
I think they wanted to renew it.
Well, it's funny because at the Ben Stiller event, he directed 6 out of the 9 episodes,
Okay.
and he
Oh,
said
fuck.
it's a lot darker than I imagined. When he was filming it, he was like, "I thought it was gonna be funnier," and he's like, "This is really
It
dark."
was dark.
I mean, you could make the concept funny, but like,
No, he does, but it feels like dark humor.
well, I feel like it has to get dark. Like, you could keep it like 100% comedy. What are we severing?
Bosses, 3 out of 7 episodes in. There's so many unanswered questions.
Pretty much. That's exactly what's happening right now. It's exactly what's happening.
I'm just saying, even I'm assuming at the end of the season, there's still a lot of questions.
I just watched the pilot. There's so many.
It's a great concept, but they gotta tell me more.
That was perfect. You can acquire weekly deals. Just give me the channel points in person.
In person. But shit, what was I saying? I already forgot. Yeah, I don't remember.
Humor.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's gotta get dark because, like, even if they keep it like just not a dark comedy, but it's just pure comedy, someone's always gonna think of the idea. It's like, damn, like what's happening to like that innie is just waking up and that's all it sees. Like that's a dark idea, you know. Even if like everyone's laughing about it.
Well, there's all like some of those unanswered questions, like what is this work that they're even doing? Like, what is it for? Is it for something like Soylent Green like style, or is it just random shit that makes?
What do you think the works for? I think
We've gotten more. So
this is sadistic. I think the work is for them removing memories out of their own self.
damn.
Oh,
to keep it up, essentially.
That's what I think.
Dang.
They're fucking up their own selves. Erasing memories.
That'd actually be a cool concept, though. Like, if that gets, like, brought in later, I'm like, that's so sick. Like,
But
it's just like a cycle. Like, them working is causing
It's
them
kind
to
of
not
like-
know.
I mean, I feel like the work I do has purpose, but there other places I worked, I feel like work has meaningless, and they kind of do that. They bring up that point, like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like,
yeah. Yeah, you're doing it for the waffle party, man.
You do it for the accounting.
There's a guy in the show that I think is part of the comedy. I think you've met him. He's like the brother-in-law.
Oh yeah. Well, I've never met him, but
Of the main guy?
no. I seen. Oh, I think in person, in real life.
No, not in real life. No.
No.
The brother-in-law in the show.
Yeah. He's in. I know him from Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah.
His book.
There's stuff that is written in there that is pretty funny. Yeah, but both sci-fi and satire are commentaries, not necessarily comedies. Is this true?
Dark as fuck.
These are valid points. I feel like we got our new host. I can retire. Guys, I'm gonna tell my Audi I'm retiring. Only my innies podcasting.
Oh, sever the podcast. Easy.
Sam is
Another
about to
episode.
sever the podcast.
Another episode.
Yeah, just here. Welcome back to another.
She's like, what the?
Yeah, crazy concept though.
Yeah.
You guys should watch it.
I think I will. If it
I'll make a TikTok.
if I
about
could
it.
just sever and just sit down and watch it, I would do it. But like the idea of having to get Apple, having
you
to
don't
like
have
set
to.
it up on my TV, having
don't
to like,
have to.
I still have to like get to it.
Let me show you a site.
I still have to get to
You
it.
wouldn't believe
I still have to
exists.
sit down.
It will make you cry.
I still have to actively think about typing in Severance. Like it's
No,
too
you
much
don't.
work. It's too much work.
No, it's not.
If I could just have an AI do what I want it to do, like what I'm thinking of.
My name is AI.
Matter of fact, if they can make a copy of my personality that just does it for me,
Control C.
Control V, Control Alt Delete.
I personally
Alt
feel
F4.
like Better Call Saul's the best drama this year, but Severance is like second. I would.
Three
I
Three
would
episodes
feel.
in.
What else has it been? I've watched a few shows. I've watched a few shows, my friend.
A few free shows. Special episode.
Yeah, we done
Do-do-do-do.
that. Cold Marmalade needing to pay for Apple TV and setting it up. There's just so many unanswered questions.
If only it was. I'm lazy as fuck.
It's $5 a month. That's. I wouldn't have, to be honest. I wouldn't have bought it if it was $20 a month. I would have not bought for Severance.
You wouldn't have to.
That's
Don't
true.
have
That's
to.
true. That's true.
We have the technology. The future is here. Samus is understanding your finger is food. There's so many unanswered questions of this podcast. We have
Cold Marmalade has to subscribe to Apple.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I'm switching from the microphone. Why is it so small? It's a microphone for ants. Anyway, there's so many unanswered questions. But there are only 3 podcast topics.
And they're all done.
And they're all done.
One cool thing about the
all
event though is Ben Stiller hung out at the end and was taking selfies and autographs. He didn't. I thought he was gonna bounce.
Where's the selfie?
Take a selfie?
I didn't.
What the?
I'm not a big Ben Stiller fan.
What the? But you're a big Severance fan. 3 episodes in, dude. Like you
2
should say-
episodes in at that point.
What character do you think Ben Stiller would play in Slay the Spire?
Huh.
He would play the poison,
Really?
the rogue. I think
What
he
do you
would.
think?
Slow, meticulous.
I don't know him too well.
Just based on what you
Yeah.
think.
I don't know. Me, I
Judging
don't
from, I'm
fucking-
just judging from Zoolander's character to Barbarian.
Okay.
just poor fucking.
Yeah?
David leaked my balls.
Boom. It fits him so well. I can't believe no one said this before. I feel like that the if we ask interview questions, They should be the most like weird, like
Outlandish,
in
ridiculous.
the game Elden Ring. There are several starting classes. Why would you not pick the Tarnished?
There's this Japanese Olympic game. Random ass animals just start running across, and so one of them wins. Who's gonna win?
Oh, one thing he mentioned was when he made the show. It took 2 years to make. It was during COVID, and he was like, "People are not gonna like the show, or they're not gonna relate to it because
They've
at
been
that
working from
moment,
home?
yeah, people were working from home, and there were also a lot of people not at work. But it hit
I think he was right though.
What?
When did it come out?
This year?
this year.
But like, yeah, so recently, I think if it came out like a year into like when like COVID like hit, when people were like like nearly everyone was like out of a job and stuff, people wouldn't be able to relate. They'd be like, I need to fucking work. Like, why is this like this show's not relatable right now? And I don't think it would have been a big.
I think it'd still be relatable. It just wouldn't be as poignant. Like it wouldn't be at its height.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
We're now going back to
Yeah.
the office, but people have worked in offices. So
No, I know that, but like it's that thing where me and him, where like, you start thinking like, fuck, I do need to work, I do like, and so when you watch a show where
well, maybe
it's
at that
a
time the
different-
show would be like, you think you miss work? This is what it was like.
huh?
You
Huh?
miss it?
me.
It's true.
You're
It's
like,
true.
nah, stay home. PJs.
Yeah,
There's this
yeah.
TikTok that keeps going
Wake
around.
up a minute before your work starts. Day starts.
There was this TikTok that keeps getting like duetted and stuff where it's this lady's like, it doesn't make sense to work from home or so. I was like, get the fuck out. Like to me, I'm like, yeah, get the shit out of here.
It's a guy that says it.
That's a
Malcolm,
guy.
Malcolm Gladwell. He's like,
The super
"You
skinny
shouldn't-
one?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
okay.
shouldn't work from home. People are like stitching it like, "Ah, fuck you. Like,
Well, I've seen a couple that were like saying points to that person's effect, but they were saying it's not a blanket statement. You need to go at it with certain things in mind if you really want to make it incentivized and make it worthwhile versus just a lot of companies are just like back in the offices. We need butts and seats. Kind of.
Warm
Anyway, that's a whole
seats.
other thing. Until then, guys, where can people find you?
Find me Cole Marmalade, all social media.
on an electric scooter at the Lost Bosses everywhere except Twitter at the Lost Bosses.
Free the last bosses on Twitter.
And wholesome memes.
And check us out at PAX. We'll be going soon
Watching Severance.
on the flight. Would you watch it on a plane? Like if it was one of the TV things?
No, because I want to react to it. And it's
can-
doing well.
I just
Oh
hold the
my
camera
God.
on a
Yes.
plane. You just like, oh shit.
The Breaking Bad ones did well. Shit. I might have- this is a
Airplane
better-
reviews.
Hey, phone's quality's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. You can find me at Kuja Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Game Overcast, for jumping in the chat. Miss you, man.
For
Good.
acquiring the weekly DLC.
Yeah, and congratulations on the acquiring. That's a huge announcement. I think you just beat out one of the topics. You might be a part of the topic next week. How did Game Overcast overcast on the Weekly DLC?
With channel points.
With channel points. The value of those have shot up in recent years. This has been episode 285. Thank you all. And until next time, we'll...
DLC.
You later.
So cheesy. Cheesy.